Extinguish, then it is time to send it. Here we go. Through the start chicane. No cones were hit. It's on. Let's send it for the first battle of our 2021 season. Matfield initiates. That Falcon Tires Grip Cave Corvette comes in tight. NERREN overshoots, goes towards the kitty litter, and Matfield will continue on through the course. And just like that, we see our first victim of the quicksand. Speaking of quick, as he makes his way through, and looks like we will see a yellow flag. But Matfield does continue on through the course and then shuts it down. So where it gets tricky. NERREN said he had the worst drifting he had yesterday. He goes in the kitty litter on his first run. Now, if you're Matfield, I'd kind of pedal back, man. I'd kind of take it easy given what you've seen, but you don't want to give him too much room because then it would be kind of an inactive chase. But looks like NERREN's put it together now, but is this too little too late? Matfield, the beast in the bay, chomping at the bit. Jonathan NERREN doing really good right now into that second outside zone, but Matfield knows he has an advantage. He's going to keep it close, and there he goes. Nice past that touch and go area, and then in and around that final front flip, Ryan, with NERREN making that. And here we go as they leave the start line. Frederick Osbo, Jonathan NERREN. Osbo, nasty flick into that wall. Yeah, Waggarat. As Osbo now comes down from the bank. And then, oh, NERREN, wrong side of the tracks there, my friend. Oh, man, and he did that earlier. And Osbo continues on. That will be an obvious advantage, as that will be an incomplete. If you can recall, when they went to the power alley center portion of the course, he went completely off. That wasn't incomplete, so he really needs to step it up. And I'm wondering why Osbo called that competition timeout. Now NERREN rises to the occasion, literally. As Osbo, you can see him bathing in the smoke. And NERREN brings it around. And Ryan, a great lead run by NERREN, but just two series on Permatex's YouTube page. Here we go. Dylan Hughes out front. Jonathan NERREN giving chase. Jonathan NERREN coming into that outside zone. Oh man, rain is coming down. It is thick. Now coming into that second outside zone. Like I said, Rain-X being utilized on that vehicle for sure. Through that second outside zone. Making it look good there, D. Hugh. And Jonathan NERREN tracking him down. That first inside clip is absolutely brutal. It is very slick right there. Now in that last outside zone, Dylan Hughes brings it across the finish line. Clip. Where you see a lot of the slowing down. And here goes NERREN through the start chicane. Headlights are on, and now coming into that first outside zone. Both of them filling that outside zone. And into the second. Both are right in the line. You can see NERREN just get a little deeper there. Ooh, almost some contact, but avoiding it. Nice job by NERREN and hammering down both these guys in that final outside zone. Dylan a little bit timid. Oh, and NERREN spins out across the finish line. Reynolds will lead. NERREN will give chase as they make their way through the start chicane. Let's see what Reynolds got for NERREN. Already a gap being created, but Reynolds keeps it high. You can see that. NERREN some wavering and middle of the line. Middle of the bank. Reynolds taking that wide line. NERREN has to check up now to the second outside zone. Both these guys a little sloppy coming into that final outside zone. Let's see if they can tighten it up as NERREN, I believe, doesn't get all the way out. Going to take a different perspective with that. Clean air out front. Not so fresh. Still some smoke in the sky, but the wind is whipping, so it's nice how it's clearing it out. All right, NERREN, Manji entry in front of Reynolds. NERREN looking a lot more comfortable out front. Don't even see the back half of that car. Turns on the smoke machine. Middle line, that's where you properly want to go, as NERREN looking a lot more comfortable out front. Now coming in transition to that final outside zone. Reynolds, you see, makes a quick correction there. Ryan, lead versus lead, chase versus chase. That's the first thing that comes to mind. Illuminating, once extinguished, you are good to go. There we go, Dylan Hughes in that first outside zone. Had an opportunity to have him up here in the booth and take a different perspective. Look at NERREN. Slides right up to the side of Dylan Hughes. Here comes Hughes. Now let's see how he handles transition. This has been a real big issue with all the drivers, looks like. All right, so as Dylan Hughes slides into that second outside zone, NERREN comes in. You see a quick little checkup, but then they both slingshot. So you can recall the NERREN-Hughes battle. We'll probably play the BC Racing side-by-side instant replay as NERREN goes into that first outside zone. Great angle from NERREN. Remember, he lost his supercharger belt, but it seems to be all super there. Now coming into that second outside zone, both of them very fluid. Look at Dylan Hughes really applying the pressure. And NERREN into that last and final outside zone. And you can see Dylan updates with, and he's going to be calling the action with one of his good friends, Travis Reeder. So here we go. Right now it's all about JTP and Jonathan NERREN. And here we go, JTP, he's going to lead that Falcon Tires Ford Mustang. Jonathan NERREN in that chase position. JTP, good, solid, locked, rock, ready to rock. And now coming down into that power alley, filling all of it. NERREN coming up just a bit short. Oh, and JTP hanging it out quite a bit. Interesting line, right? It seemed that he really, that third outer zone seemed a lot longer than, all right, NERREN leading JTP. Watch this, I have a feeling he's gonna really apply the pressure. He doesn't like backpedal at all. Justin's always going for it. And just as I say that, he's given himself maybe a little bit of a buffer. Strategy coming into play here, and there it is. He's gonna start sinking his teeth in here, but NERREN doing the right things. He's doing everything he needs to do out front. But unfortunately, with those mistakes in that chase position, that could end up haunting NERREN. And this is Juku Racing S14. Ryan Turk will lead, and Jonathan NERREN, that is allowed. You are allowed to jump the line. Ryan Turk will lead Jonathan NERREN, give a chase in his first outside zone. Both of them filling it. Ryan Turk, a lot of angle there from that hot hatch. Now, oh, and NERREN. What happened there? It looked like something happened there. It looked like it was an independent incident that front left. Just exploded, but Ryan Turk continues on. Seemed to be on himself, I should say, as opposed to NERREN. NERREN needs to have a really, really aggressive, solid, and darn near perfect run. He's going to need Ryan Turk to make mistakes. Coming to that second outside zone. Massive angle there from NERREN. And Ryan Turk just keeping it consistent, nothing too aggressive, nothing off the charts. To be that back in 2019. I can't recall if he did, but Chris Forsberg, obviously so much history here with this track. Here we go, Forsberg chases down Jonathan NERREN. Whoa, gets out of that touch and go, really digs deep into that touch and go area. Forsberg now applying the pressure. If he wasn't feeling it yesterday, he's definitely feeling it here today. Ryan, look at that. That just shows all the equity there. What I wanted to ask them what they were thinking about on the first touch and go and how they were judging NERREN. Their perspective. Okay, thank you. All right, Chris Forsberg will now lead. Oh, look at this. We're going in. Chris Forsberg does not get out to that touch and go. Looks like NERREN having some troubles there from the start. I definitely want to take and focus on the initiation, Ryan. Did Chris initiate at the right time or was he thrown off?